It was won best class in the World Championship Tea Creamy creation, soaked in handcrafted raspberry ale. A beautiful life, never tasted so good.
Okay, we're good there.
Packaging pretty good, came in small. The new section they have at Schnucks, they have a new like specialty cheese section. It's where they used to have at my Schnucks. It's where they used to have the old olive bar where they had 10,000 versions of the crap I don't like. Now it's all cheeses from around the world like this.
Yes, I know. You're fine. Relax. There.
Warming up for you lads?
What?
Yeah, it's
warming
like
up?
almost 100, right?
107 in heating that.
It's hot.
It sucked outside.
Like the air conditioner, that's when I knew it wasn't shutting off. I'm like, okay, it must be over 95. If your thing
It's
decides
very
right,
low.
it just runs like it's that hot. Which they might have to change those calculations as time goes on. They have to get a bigger size just to cover the heat events. Okay, hold on. So, yes, you're good. You're good. All right, get down.
The only thing bad in that was the
Get out. Get out.
barbecue sauce.
Have you talked to Chris?
No, I haven't. I've been real busy. I just had my biggest event of the year Sunday. We went off without a bitch, so.
Good.
I'm having surgery tomorrow morning, so that's the next thing I'm worried about, and then after that's over.
What are they fixing this time?
I'm having vein ablation surgery tomorrow morning. 6:30. It's outpatient. It'll take about an hour, but you go in through a catheter through your ankle, go up to your groin, and they use ultrasound to find the veins that don't really go anywhere, they're useless, and then they zap them at radio frequency, and some of them they fill with shit. It's supposed to be quite unpleasant, so they're going to give me 20 milligrams of Valium, and I'll already be in something else I'm taking with me. And then they'll, when they find the areas, they'll shoot me up with some sort of lidocaine or something in those areas, whatever they use to numb the areas, so I don't feel the burning.
All right, we're going live. Well, hello, Internet. This is episode 38 of the World of Skell Ghost Story. And so far, heroes have managed to displace, will be the term I use, 2 slave lords. Apparently slavery has been an issue around these parts, and someone has finally decided to try to make the land safe again. Some of these characters have had incidents with slavers in their past, some have not, and we left off with the group sleeping or watching, standing guard overnight. We got Reginald, the only one that's awake, at the fort, and after his rescue from the slaver's ship that limped away at the end of the battle, he has been tended to, healed, given. Much rejoicing was had upon his being found. And we have outside the fort, up the ways, up the beach, Pick and COVID have slept out there with the horses, and Nothing happened overnight to them, and nothing happened overnight at the fort other than there are varied reactions by the freed slaves from the ship. There's lots of gratitude. Imagine, but I'm sure none of them are upset that they are no longer going on a long ship voyage to become slaves in a different land. So, unless any of the players have anything they want to add or edit or say before we start, and I'll give them that chance now. Hearing nothing, then we will resume with the following day. So, unless anyone wants to start with their gameplay first, COVID has his hand up. Is that a yes? You'd like to start? Okay. So we will go shift the camera's eye to the makeshift camp outside of the fort with Covidius, the horses, and Pick. And you have the floor.
Papa Goodberry.
And there's Brian right there. Hello, Brian.
Papa Goodberry, and I wait, if Pick's not up already, I wait, emerges from slumber. Oh, there you are. My head's a little clearer this morning. Although I think that something needs to be said to him. So at some point, when we get a chance.
I would like somebody on the video to put themselves on mute. That must have been you, Daryl. Thank you. All right, go ahead, Kobe.
At some point, I want to have words with him. I don't know. I think at some points, it's more of a risk to the others. You know, if he's going to throw himself out in front, but he had to retreat once. I know we're beyond that now, but that doesn't change future, whatever happens. But
That's a good start.
what do you foresee, Pick, going on with what we got? What do you think we have to do next? Responsible for their everyone. Where they're going to want to go? I mean,
Well,
they're obviously not from the monastery.
obviously, here we've gone out and done a deed. Slavery.
Looking forward to pretty music? Check out Epidemic Sound.
Sorry.
Fine.
Okay, go ahead.
The slavers, the other ones retreated. Now granted, we didn't do it all by ourselves. The actual slaves revolted and they took part in the raid and it was great. We needed their help. They definitely came through. But I don't think we just cut bait.
No,
Okay, here you go.
I wasn't suggesting that by any means. I just, it's going to be a chore.
Who's the best thing you got?
So I think that, no thanks. I think that we have some
Yes or no?
No, thank you.
due diligence
Raspberry ale.
that we need to at least get them back to someplace safe.
Thank you. No?
Now, that's unless half of them want to stay here and live in the...
Take it over for all I care.
Right.
Plan to stay here. Okay.
But I think we need to talk to...
Hold on. Daryl? First of all, you're breaking up.
What?
And then second of all, this conversation is happening outside the fort just with Covidius and Pick. So we'll shift the scene to you guys in the fort when they're done. So you got time to get set up there at your house.
I think that we need to get them back. And with that being said, before we head off to our next year, I think we need to probably plan it out a little bit better than we did this one.
Yeah, there's always, things always work out better when you plan ahead. You're able to.
Yep, you're able to.
I will,
Go to vibrate.
I guess we'll head back this morning and take all the horses back with us.
Yep.
Make sure the horses get something to eat. Kind of,
Well, they've just been kind of grazing on the
I mean, and water. I
on the
make sure
local
they,
stuff.
you know, they're not just about. I don't forget about them. I don't forget them.
Noted.
And I'll ride mine back with the others in tow.
I'll do the same.
Okay.
That's it. We head back.
All right. So now the camera switches to those in the fort. So Shadrach, you awaken, and you can tell that you're kind of packed into this place with the other freed slaves, and you see Kettle Tom over there sleeping and Vanessa sleeping, and you don't see Reginald anywhere. And that's because you figure he's probably still keeping watch up top. Is there anything you'd like to do at this time? And I can't. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Oh, I thought it was turned off. I'm gonna just like walk around, look at the people, see if there's anybody that really needs extra help. But I'm also looking for that horn.
Okay.
I'm not going to dig around in any buildings or anything, and I'll ask somebody if I get the chance. Say, hey, where do they keep that horn? You know? For all I know, they took it with them.
They usually kept it up above.
And if you get need of help, I'll go look for the horn.
Well, if you remember, there was a thorough, at least everyone was looked at, part of the triage, and the worst were helped, and the least were helped in the fashion that you thought was best, along with Vanessa. So, as you give a cursory glance around, no one appears to be bleeding out or whatever. They're just, those that were hurt are still hurt. And you realize inner tower. Some people in the bottom start to stir, and I guess people are starting to wake up. And you get up at the top, and the top is already open. And as you stick your head up the top, you can see Reginald just kind of walking around the left and kind of going out of sight. And there doesn't appear to be anyone or anything else up at the top, or like there doesn't even appear to be any birds alighting on the walls of the second floor. Where would you like to go?
If I don't see the horn immediately, I'm not gonna make a big effort to find it. I'm just gonna go back down, clean myself up, and then I think I'm gonna go pray.
Okay, all that's easy enough. Reginald, roll me a D. No, thank you. Reginald, roll me a D10.
Two.
All right. You just continue on your watch, unaware that Shadrach poked his head up over the edge of the floor, and but it's nice to see the sun coming up, and you start to hear people stirring and down below on the first floor, and that's about all that's going on here. Is there anything other than that you would like to do this morning?
Me?
Reginald.
I descend from the tower, and I'm gonna head to the gate close to the ocean. Gonna open that gate.
You
Gonna
going?
go out to the beach,
You going out the main gate?
and I will disrobe the gate that's closest to the
Front door?
ocean.
Okay, yeah, that's the main gate.
Okay,
All right.
and go out to the edge, out to the beach, and I disrobe, and I have a cleansing swim.
All right. So, just about the time that your swim ends, you see no. You see coming from your right as you're starting to walk up back onto the beach to grab your clothes. You see the horses and Covidius and Pick coming up, and they appeared to enter the gate on that side of the wall. And as you, I'm guessing you're going to put your clothes back on right there. By the time you get your clothes back on and head back in the central gate, you can see that they have stopped near the front of the fort and are dismounting. So you can have a conversation with them if you want or not, or you guys can address him or not as you see fit.
That is Reginald.
Yes.
Morning, Reginald.
Hey, how's it going?
Glad to see you're looking well. I wanted to apologize for you being left behind. It was certainly nothing personal. The group was dropping like flies, and I had to get them out of there while I could still carry those that were
No
down.
apology.
Well, it was never the intent to
No
abandon
apology
you.
is necessary.
I'm certainly, I go and give you a big hug. I said, I'm certainly glad to see that you weren't, killed or left behind, or left on that ship.
I am happy to see you guys as well. I kind of thought that I was gonna die, and
I feared the worst.
I ran for cover, and as I did, I remembered that stupid priest, and I thought, if I'm dying, I'm taking him. But after I found him, and I did find him and the leader, the guards came up from below and surrounded me, and I was overwhelmed. But I slashed his hand, I cut him hard. But I'm glad you guys came back, for sure. And if it wasn't for the secondary assault on the ship, I don't think we could have managed the uprising like we did. In the chaos that ensued and the fire, we were able to clamor, and I was able to get some people to rally with me. Unfortunately, all my belongings were left on the ship, and all I have is what you see here. Hey, is that smoke?
Yep.
You guys have the horses with you?
Yes.
Oh man! I thought the horse was real. This is awesome!
Nope.
And I go over, start to pat my horse. You know, when I was being questioned and they were beating the shit out of me, I only told them that the Republic of Saskatchewan was no longer going to put up with their citizens being enslaved. But more importantly, I overheard the priest talking with the leader, and he mentioned something of Senator Tiberius, that he should be made aware that you, Covidius, are actively fighting against them. And he said something to the effect of, it may be time to awaken the golem. Do you know what that means? It doesn't sound good.
I don't know. I'd have to give it some thought. A lot of things in my past have been popping up as of lately, so I don't know. Actually, since I met you guys more than anything else, but I don't know. I'd have to do some reflection and see what I can. I don't know.
But do you know this Senator Tiberius?
Yeah, they're another dickhead and what's his way.
Uh-huh.
One of the reasons.
Well, what's is there a plan of action? Or are we just going to take a couple days and regroup? I think we need to talk to these people. Some of these might be well, I'm going to talk with some of the other folks that were enslaved, from some of the others that were enslaved there from, and what they may want to do, and see if I can get some sort of consensus from the masses.
Yeah, we need to have a little group meeting too to decide, like, kind of what we're gonna do, because I mean they didn't come from the monastery, and to take them all to the monastery might overrun the monastery. I mean, they come from all different directions. I mean, it might be best just let them go on their own, or I certainly don't think they're coming back to take this forward.
Shadrach, as you are...
I'm sure some of them will want to...
Hold on a second, Daryl. Shadrach, as you are going out to start to pray, you hear a conversation, and it sounds like the three people that Covidius picked and Reginald are talking, and if you want to stop your praying and go meet up with them, you can, or you can continue on what you're doing.
I'm going to finish my praying because I'm doing a lot of serious soul searching over all the death that's all around here.
Okay.
And the pain, and I'm just going to, for at least another hour.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so Daryl, go ahead.
I'm going to talk with some of the citizens and see if I can get a feel for what they want to do. Some of them may wish to stay here, and I mean, this is a perfectly good livable space, but it needs some organization, I'm sure.
Yeah, try to find out where they came from, or where they were taken from, you know?
I'm going to grab the reins of my horse and hop up on him and take me a little gallop.
Okay, where do you want to go?
Just up the beach toward the fort, and then I'm going to go in the fort.
Well, you're like right at the inside the gate of the wall of the fort, so I don't know if you can see the map, So I guess you hop on your horse and then you go, oh, I'm here. And then you get off your horse.
Now I will gallop away from the fort
Okay.
and then come back to it.
Okay.
I'm going to take a short ride.
All right, very good. So that's what you do. And does it matter which way you go away from the fort? You go the way away from the way you came in?
The way that... Yes, away from the way that I go toward where Pick and
Oh, okay.
Covidius came from.
You go back the other way. All right.
As I begin to leave, I say, I'll be back in a minute, fellas.
Okay.
All right. And then Pick and Covidius, what do you guys do?
First of all, I'm gonna look out to the sea. Do I see anything by chance?
Make me a perception check.
No, I do not.
Other than a very pleasant view of the sea that goes off into the distance and gives you the impression that somewhere out there the sea falls off into nothing. But other than that, looks pleasant. Or you might hate the sea, I don't know. What's your opinion of a large body of water if you can't swim?
As long as I don't have to get in it over neck deep, I don't mind.
Okay.
You don't Pick, you could take over here and be the king of this place.
Oh, I don't want to be a king.
Just saying.
Here's
There's
the
plenty of people here to follow you, I'm sure.
I'm not a leader.
No, that's what you get. Other people, what do they call them? Like the council, and they do all that shit, tell you what you should and shouldn't do.
Yeah.
You know, you're just the end of the puppet string. But you live well.
Did you see what happened to the towers where the ballista was at? When Shadrach was...
Shadrach was doing though? Yeah.
Did it destroy them or just kill the people in it?
I think it did a little bit of both. I mean, some of them, I think, if I remember, some people were getting knocked off the towers. I can only imagine they died. I don't know. I seem to remember there was still one ballista up there. Well, obviously, I took a ballista hit when I went upstairs to deal with the guys.
Right.
That's another thing.
I'm just thinking...
We need to have, I mean, that's still kind of under my crawl. When I tell people to surrender, they surrender to me, and everybody else goes up like and kill them. I don't care what kind of blood rage you got. I mean, just, we need to have it. It just needs to all get out and then be done with it, so we can move on.
I guess we need to find out what people are going to do, if they're going to stay here or not.
It sounded kind of like what Reginald was going to go around polling people about.
Yep. But I think
that.
if they decide that they're not going to stay here, those ballistas need to be destroyed. If they're not already.
I agree. But if anybody's going to stay here, they're going to need something to defend themselves with. Or something else. Need to find out, you know, if they want to come with us. I mean, I don't know yet that we have a clear idea of where we want to go next, or where we need to go next. Do we? Am I forgetting something, or so? Until we figure that part out, I mean, you know, I'm not against taking them to the monastery. I just don't. I mean, they didn't come to the monastery, and to take them back there seems like we're saddling them with a whole bunch of shit.
No. I just think that while we're trancing around through the woods with 80 more people, random encounters are going to be a little more weird. That many people stomping through the woods is going to make a lot of damn noise.
In reality, unless something's looking for a lunch, it should scare off just about everything. That many people, it's kind of army move. It's like, oh shit.
Kettle Tom walks out the front. And
Morning,
he says,
Tom.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Or gentle elves, or whatever.
By the way, my character still looks like shit. Dried. Just for anybody that sees me, my view has not changed.
How are you, Tom?
Well, sore, but I've been worse. So, blessings be to the blend. You don't look so good at all, Covidius.
I'm still pretty beat up yesterday. It didn't help taking that at the list of shot up close. I mean, it was, yeah,
Well then,
I'm in bad shape still.
would you be accepting of the blend's graces?
I've never had an ill will towards the blend, even when they've had ill will towards me. I believe in the blend. And yes, by all means. I mean, I'm not just saying that because I know there's something good to come of it. I actually like the idea.
Well, I believe you. So just hold on a second. He walks over to you and puts his hand out on your chest and closes his eyes. All the things high and all the things low. The
I close
blend
my eyes.
encompasses that
My head down.
which we can see and which we cannot. All that is evil and all that is good. From the cosmic omnipotent benevolence that sprung from the millennial void, I beseech the blend and all its constituent parts to choose to do healing. And you feel a warmth penetrate your armor and your skin, and it flows over you as if you were standing under a rain shower that was warm in the summer day, and you regain 20 hit points.
Oh, that certainly is refreshing. I feel much better.
Are you in need of an actual physician's help? I'm sure Vanessa, we could bring it to her attention.
I mean,
If
I'm
you-
not really cut
Do you have
so much as I'm bruised and battered.
You hurt all over. Very good.
Yeah.
Nothing specific. Like
I'm
you're
not bleeding
you're
out
not pissing
other
blood
than maybe
or-
out of my... Well, if I was, I think you just helped that. I mean, I'm still...
My question would be, is there a part of you where an injury you feel is going to hamper your abilities
you never
defend yourself?
You never did a crit on me for anything that I remember, correct?
Not that I recall.
Yeah, I don't recall either, so no. I mean, no, I'm just...
You're not-
I generally hurt everywhere, still.
Well,
I mean,
perhaps a
But
good...
I'm very appreciative of what the blend has done through your power, through your hand. I mean, it means a lot. I wish I could return the favor.
Well, I just got up myself after hearing people stir and hearing a little bit of the talk coming through the door, so
We brought the horses.
I don't have any plans.
Your horse has
Good.
been grazing and he's been watered and brushed. Point to the horse.
All right, well then, while Reginald's gone, I'm going to go back up on the roof and just keep watch.
Is there anything I can do to assist? I mean,
two eyes are better than one. I don't, I would prefer that you do what you think is best.
if there's no immediate threat, watching for one is the next best thing. At some point, I need to have a talk with Chadwick.
Well,
But
Let's put it this way.
I'm sure after the display he put on yesterday, he is probably deep in prayer, and probably will be for some time. So I by no means wish to disturb him. Time will come when we can discuss it.
Unfortunately, I did interrupt him briefly last night when I thought he was the only one capable of relieving me of my watch. But then Reginald volunteered, so he may need extra time, or I don't know. I don't know if I did something terrible or not.
Yeah, I don't either. I just know that from experience they need much rest so they can do this.
Oh yes,
They're praying, and this is apparently how they gain the ability to do the awesome stuff that they do. So I apologize. Pick and I left last night. I needed a cooler head, and I needed to work a few things out on my own.
Hey, you don't have to explain
And I
yourself
wanted to go.
me.
I want to go back to the horses.
I'm
The
um,
horses. So
I'm a firm believer that people should do what they feel is right.
it was more of
But if that
preventing me
goes
from doing
against-
something that was wrong.
If it goes against something that I cannot have or tolerate, then obviously I would have to do what I think is right. So,
Sure.
But
Hey,
if you want to sleep outside the fort, that's
What
your decision.
you use? What do you use sword wise? I don't remember. God, do you use
I
short
use a
sword?
mace.
You use a mace. Never mind.
All right, so then I'm going to go up on the roof. If for some reason you want to sit up there with me,
Yeah, I'll come join you.
that's fine.
Dick, I'm going up top.
Pick. I don't know what you have plans on, but I guess until we can do whatever he was talking about, discussing our plans, I assume.
Tom can use a good pair of elven eyes up there with our superior long distance vision.
Well,
My elven eyes, that's
while you guys are doing
I
that,
miss playing with him.
You know.
Cause do I see them with elven eyes? My eyes are elven. So do I see them with elven eyes? No, it's the same size as them.
So what are you going to do?
other than that, I'm gonna go up to each one of the ballistas, see the condition of each one of them.
Okay. So the
Three
three
That
of
way-
them upstairs with us.
That way I'll know what they're like in advance.
and you inspect the ballistas, and 3 of them are 100% destroyed. One is, if someone had the skills, it looks like it could be repaired, but
So it's good enough to shoot him.
That one's the one that's in good shape. Or more or less. The archer is.
and okay, so then eventually, Reginald, you come back after your short horse ride, and nothing has changed.
Except you see that I'm wearing tailored pants.
What?
No, didn't understand that one. It sounded like you were wearing tailored camp.
Pants. You got a bad reception, Daryl.
Tailored pants, I see.
I couldn't even hear you guys, so I disconnected.
What? Just kidding. Tailored pants? Wow.
You're not hearing me at all? Barely.
It's not as good as what we're used to, but usually a little bit into the night, it seems like it clears up. I assume there's just a lot of people online right now.
My headphones that I usually use are fucking up, and it's like as soon as I walk away, they disconnect, and I can't even hear you guys.
But don't walk
I
away.
just disconnected.
Are they Bluetooth?
Yeah.
At 33 feet, my man. 33 feet is maximum distance for Bluetooth.
Yeah, usually I can go to the restroom and I can still listen in, but tonight they're just crackling up, and they were a whole $10, so maybe
Well, they worked out wonderfully for $10. Most of the time.
All right, so
Could I ask you,
Go ahead.
could you please print out my story that I sent you? My background
your
and stuff?
backstory?
Yeah, I apparently don't have it on paper, and I'd like to read it again.
I know I can get to it from my phone, but
Where is it?
on my phone.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant, is it somewhere I can look at it on my phone?
No, it's on my phone. Unless you sent
You know
it
what?
from
I
your
emailed
phone.
it to you. I guess I might be able to. Let me try that.
I understand what you're asking, and the
Yeah.
question is, I don't know. The answer is, I don't know.
I
The
sent
question
it on my
is,
email, so therefore I should be
If
able
it's
to
in your
access it.
sent folder.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's all
so-
set,
Let us go ahead and commence with a little fast forward action. And Shadrach is done praying. Vanessa comes back and is done praying. And in the spirit of the Cobb D&D rules, Daryl will be playing Reginald and Vanessa will be played by the Dungeon Master. So, Vanessa will immediately start to go around. She will say good morning to everyone, but then, as if it was an afterthought, and then she will proceed to tend the flock in a more robust fashion. And that is what she's doing, so if you need to talk or get a hold of her, that is what she's doing. Meanwhile, unless there's a different place that you want to have the talk, I'm going to assume that you don't want to be around all of the people, so you can just be outside in the shaded area of the fort. And everyone is there, as in the 4 player characters.
So we're no longer on watch?
Yeah, we just jumped ahead.
Okay.
All right, so
Can you hear me better now?
yes, we can.
So far.
Okay, very good.
Excellent.
Okay, so if anyone, unless you guys don't want to have the meeting, in which case we can just skip ahead to the next day.
No, I want to be.
Okay. So
Thank you guys, all of you, for coming back and helping.
It was always the plan.
oh, I'm sorry, and Kettle Tom's there too. My apologies.
I was afraid you were on the ship when we first
I was.
returned. When we returned, I was afraid that you were leaving on the ship. And I would have found you. I would have found you. I would have known where you went.
I appreciate you guys coming back. Does anyone know what happened to my shirt? I had my nice in my back with the paint.
Well, then you're bringing up again.
It's gone. Everything else is there.
To my knowledge, I mean,
I'm sorry.
the pack you left behind with the animals, we brought everything back. I mean, we didn't go through any of it, so I have no idea.
That's weird.
I mean, I don't recall.
Kettle Tom, with all sincerity and knowledge, says, "Yeah, I don't know," even though the dungeon master knows. So
Is it? I
Daryl
seem,
knows too, but
Okay.
I seem
All
to
right.
remember at one point, and you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you tear up something in order to use it for additional binding of wounds?
yeah, that was my old cloak.
Oh.
That was my other cloak that I had before this nice one. I still have a good one that I just had made. I'm gonna have to find a shirt and some shoes. You don't have a longsword in that awesome quiver of yours, do you?
I have already been looking into finding you something you can use as a weapon, and no, I do not. But if you ever want to give me an extra that I can hang on for you, I would.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Cool.
no, all I have are short swords, javelins, my bow, arrows. I mean, that's really all I use.
I'm gonna have to arm myself with something.
Oh, I understand. Perhaps we can. I mean, there's plenty of dead people here. At the very least, we can get
Yeah.
you short swords, and I'm sure there's some
Once I go
armor.
back in, I'm gonna search around to see if I can find some armor or anything like that.
Yeah, these clowns here that were not part of the ship crew have armor on of some degree. So, you know, I'm sure you can find something that'll work. I mean, hopefully.
I hope, Shadrach, I was telling these guys a moment ago while you were praying that the bad guys were talking about informing their leader, I guess, the Senator Tiberius, but he said something about it may be time to awaken the golem. Do you know anything about a golem? What is a golem? It sounds ominous.
It is. The stories I've heard,
I hope it's not something here.
they are an instrument of vengeance. They are created to wreak vengeance upon someone who has offended the Creator. I've never seen them, but I've always been told that they are very powerful. It takes special magic to defeat them.
Is it made of metal or like a sculpture, a statue?
I believe that they can be made of many things. But they,
Well, I just wanted to share that information with you guys. That's all I could gather.
Dead.
Well, they've got plenty of that.
We may have to address this or it's going to become nasty.
Now, when it comes to the people that are here, I think we should just get them together, have a gathering, and we'll ask them, hey, who's from Notnef? Maybe some of them are from Czechs. You know, people may want to go their own ways.
Do we know how many?
The people that are able. I haven't had a head count, but I know there were probably about 50 of us in the ship.
I can't find it.
I was going to say, I mean, I there's got to be at least 50 people here, if not more. I didn't count myself. I've been rather kind of frazzled here for the last day. So, but yeah, we need to get the people together and ask them what they want to do. I can feed them.
I agree.
I'm sure Vanessa can help feed them as well. Something else.
They have a garden.
We have forgotten about the creature in the woods. If we go walking around here letting these people loose to do whatever they choose to do, Colan might not take kindly to that.
I think he was against, wasn't he against the bad guys? But he did attack you.
He didn't hurt me. He didn't hurt me. He could have. He could have ripped me apart, but he didn't. I feel that there's something more to Colan than just a monster. But anyway, did you happen to see a big horn up there when you were walking around?
God, did I see a big horn? A war horn of some kind? A warning signal horn?
You did not.
No, man, I didn't see anything like that.
Well, that's what they used to summon Colan, and I was thinking we might at least find it and either destroy it or use it to summon it.
So, Covidius, what's on your mind, buddy?
Yeah.
You seem worried.
Not worried. I just, I have a couple concerns I need to get out in the open, so we can discuss it or not and move on. First off, I want to say that Shadrach, what you did yesterday, your use of those spells and whatnot, it was fantastic. You certainly turned the tide of battle. You made things doable. I don't fault you for any of that. My concern, coming purely as a warrior, is you're not a warrior, yet you try, or through my eyes, you seem to want to try and be a warrior every time something is out there to fight. And although I certainly enjoy another sword at my side helping, if you can't take the beating, then you become a liability if you get hurt. Some of this stuff, I'm still considerably damaged from yesterday.
Yeah, you need to see Sister Vanessa. I think...
Hold on, Daryl. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Tom...
I think that...
Hold on, Daryl.
I'm sorry, again.
We're on a little bit of a
I thought
delay.
you said Daryl, go ahead.
No, I understand. We're on a little bit of a delay tonight. It's not as quick, so it's all good, brother. We'll get through it. Okay, Sean, go.
Tom has assisted me, and he certainly has helped make things better. I'm not bleeding anywhere or anything that needs attention. I'm just in general bashed, bruised, and it hurts when I walk. It hurts when I pee. It hurts
I know the feeling.
when I look to the
You
left.
affected my healing yesterday, and I don't know why.
Well, I'm getting to that. All right, I was upset with you yesterday, and I'm trying not to be. That's why I spent the night outside of this place. Like I was saying before, you try to be good at everything, and I'm not saying you're not, but if you can't take the beating, you shouldn't be standing up front with a sword in your hand, acting like a big tough brute, because some of the spells make you that way. You become a liability. If you get beaten down, that's one more person that's got to be carried off the battlefield. You went out when we were trying to get away the day before yesterday. Or the night before yesterday. You went down. So you tripped in a hole and then you were out. You were that messed up from battle. And I in good conscience, I can't have somebody fighting at my side that could be wiped out by a single blow of some of these things we fought. And it matters to me that you stay in your lane. If you are good at certain things, be good at those things. Don't try to be well-rounded and do everything. And some of these things are nasty. And I'm built tough. I'm sturdy like the biggest oak tree in the woods. I take the hit and I keep going, but it concerns me and it affects my battle strategy when I have to be worried about, okay, you just jumped up there, I'm no longer necessarily the only target, but you become a liability if something was to happen to you, or half the time, they all seem to be attacking me, and as much as I hate that, it's still better me than the rest of you. And, that's an issue. I mean, you also seem to be, how's a good way to put it, when you decide that you want to do something or something should be done a certain way, you decide that's what we're all doing right there and then, and you start moving towards it, or moving towards that goal, or whatever it is. And, I don't know that we necessarily have a leader. I by far don't want to be the leader, but I don't necessarily think that one person's view is always the best view, and I don't think we should, for lack of the proper word, blindly follow an individual because that's what he seems to think is right at that moment. Maybe we need someone to call these orders out and decide what needs to be done. I've said my piece, and that's that. I mean, I'm not, going to cry about it. I've worked this out in my own head last night, so I'm good to continue moving forward. I just want you to understand that I'm not bitching at you for what you're doing. It troubles me that you could be a liability if you get dropped down. It got to the point night before last, I couldn't carry us all at the same time. We had to split up. I had to pick and leave them at the beach. I couldn't move everybody's bodies at the same time because y'all were down. And
all right.
So simple.
You're
that's
not
simple.
my keeper, Covidius.
I'm not trying to
I never
be.
asked you to be my keeper. I never asked you to be concerned with my well-being. What I do is what I do. What I am is what I am. And I find this line of yours to be rather unusual. I'm not your little brother. I don't ask you to do anything or tell you to do anything, nor do I lead blindly. I do what I do, and I most of the time follow the group. I'm not a leader, but I am what I am, and I do what I do. So deal with it. That's all I have to say in this matter.
I would
At
like.
times,
By your line.
Hold on, Reggie's turn.
At times, I think that we've all expressed our opinions on what we've been doing. In fact, we've come to impasses where we all stand around and go, dude, what are we going to do next? And sometimes somebody's got to step up and make a decision. I don't think we have a leader, as you stated, but at different times, I think we've all followed each other's leads in certain areas. And as far as battle goes, I think that Shadrach has proven himself a fierce warrior, and any of us could go down in battle. Covidius, I've seen you fall in battle as well. As tough and hard of a warrior, skilled as you are, it can happen to any of us. I'm a swordsman, but not really a warrior, but I'm trying to fill that gap because we need people, like you said, Covidius, that can stand up and take a few hits and get something done while Shadrach or Vanessa were casting spells. Sometimes the spellcaster needs protection, but I don't see any problem with the way things have gone. I'm sorry that you're put out. I hope that we can work through it, because altogether the information that we gather and the plans that we make are going to see whether this slavery comes to an end or not.
Oh no, you're just scratching your head.
Scratching your head.
Oh, okay. All right, so Covidius had his hand up, so we'll let him go, and then we'll go to you, Shadrach.
I don't recall falling in battle. I mean, there's been times when spells have made me feel next to useless, and it's unfortunately those things exist. I'm usually seldom hurt in a battle here since I've met you guys. But to answer more to...
At the stream.
Hold on. Go ahead, Covidius. I'm sorry, I know you want to interrupt, but it's just kind of the way we got to do it. We got to let guys kind of finish.
I get it. I just thought I could sneak that in.
And you know what would be helpful, actually, since we're having a little bit of issues tonight, is when you're finished talking, just say done or some kind of thing to say, so we can go to the next person. Because I think just while we have to play this way, because that's the way it is, you guys are 1,000 miles away, then we got to deal with the internet. So, and it'll take some reminding from all of us, so when you're done...
It's different when you're all sitting around the table together.
Yeah.
That makes a big difference.
So anyway, let's try that. And so when you're finished, Sean, you'll just say finished, and then Daryl, you'll be able to...
If I'm not trying to be your big brother, I'm not trying to be your keeper, I'm not trying to be responsible for you in any way. I never said that. You've taken everything I said out of context. Well, let me put it to you differently. If you're at my side, and this has happened numerous times, and you fall, or you need to be helped, or you need to be carried off the battlefield, are we supposed to, well, he's his own man, he makes his own choices, as you just said, and I'm not his keeper, so I'm just going to leave him lay there and bleed out while we retreat because at this point we need to, or whatever. No, I'm not going to do that to any of you. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter who I am in a relationship to you. I'm going to pick your ass up and try to cover you or move you, especially if we're retreating, try to retreat with you, get you out of the harm's way. I mean, that's my point, is if you can't take it, don't be in harm's way. You're a wonderful person with all your abilities, Shadrach, and I'm honored to fight with you. I just think sometimes your personality, you chew off more than you bite off more than you can chew sometimes, and you've been lucky so far. In my eyes, I think if they wouldn't have concentrated more on me, that it might have been a much worse case scenario for you. But I just don't want to see that scenario happen where you are taken out, because you're more valuable other than just as a friend. You are an important part of this group, especially when we're dealing with whatever we end up dealing with. And I don't want to see you get dropped. And so I am concerned that if that was to happen, because you're your own person, and when you see something needs to be done, you go and do it. You like to act and not talk, and that's fine. That's not a bad thing. I just I love having you at my side. It helps to have somebody else to fight with side by side. I just don't want to see you get hurt. I can stand up all day and take a beating one of these guys, and I don't think you can, and I don't want to see you drop because of it when you could have been standing a little further away doing something else. I mean, I appreciate you at my side. I just don't want to see you get hurt. Whether it's my place to be that or not, it goes for all of you. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. It's just, I don't want to have to deal with it. That's what I meant by liability. Now I've got to deal with taking you off the field. Whether you ask me to or not, I'm going to do it because that's the right thing to do. So maybe that's a flaw of mine. But, like I said, I just want to get it out. That's the way I was feeling yesterday. And I've had time to reflect on it, and I've said my piece, and I'm good to go on. I mean, let's make a decision as a group on what we need to do, and how we're going to do it with these people, and then let's get it done. I don't know where our next journey is going to lead us, or where we have any clues to go to what direction. That's not. I don't know. That's not my forte. I'm finished, Scott.
Daryl?
I was referring to the battle at the creek when Latonius led us down to the beast's cave and you were impaled by his horn, Covidius. That's the only time I can recall seeing you fall in battle, but I was just making the point that it does happen to all of us.
I actually forgot that he killed me.
Yeah.
I prayed over your dead body.
So you fell in battle that time too, and we buried you, all that.
Glad I don't remember.
So it happens to any of us. And like when we have to search for traps or try to find secret doors. I'm happy to have pick with some of the same skills that I have and better at some, so that we can work together to get things done. And I feel the same. If you guys fall in battle, sure, I'm gonna try to get you off the battlefield. But I don't know, man. You got your toes stepped on yesterday, I guess. I'm done.
Well,
Go, Shadrach.
calm yourself, Covidius. Calm yourself. I meant never to be overbearing in any such way. As I said, I am what I am, and I'm not afraid. I'll die for all of you if I have to. If all of you would have left me in the woods, I'd have found a way to make myself well and try to find Reginald. That was what, after we retreated the first time, I was not going to leave Reginald dead or alive. And I would do the same for all of you, as you have said, Ovidius, and I've proven that. I will die for all of you if I must. I will live for all of you if I must. But I'm not trying to make a statement beyond just being who I am. I fight because I can. I'm capable of it. I know my limitations. We can all be taken down in one stroke. One single arrow could kill any one of them. It's just a matter of being, as you said, maybe I am lucky, and I'll take that. Mother Skell has blessed me then. And I accept that. I also believe that anybody can have a destiny, but a person can make their own destiny as well. So, fate or no fate, I am what I am, and I'm your friend, and I'll throw myself across your body to stop somebody from killing me. And I've done it before, or tried to at least, so.
Well,
I recall that when you fell down and I fell across you so that they couldn't poke you. So, yeah, I know my limits. I know that I can die, but I'm getting tougher. Soon you'll see how the power of Mother Skell is blooming in me now. This has changed me, and you'll see. Don't be afraid for me. I'm done.
Anything?
I'll be the first to say that I asked Covidius if he had extra armor so I could help him out. I'll be the first one also to say I'm the biggest chicken shit amongst everybody, and I will definitely follow behind you every step in the battle. I do know there's a hole left with Rise leaving. I know it hurts that Tamark's not here anymore. We're outmanned 90% of the time, but somehow we've made it through. And I think as the further we go through, I think we're going to have to make adjustments each and every time. I'm willing to take on an extra role if you can help me. COVID. I can't do it in this. I need something more like what you got. And I'll be honest, I don't know how long I'd last.
Well, I don't want you, or any of you, if you're getting near your limit or you think it might be, there's no shame in backing away. I'd rather you live for the next day than to, don't worry about me if I'm the only one fighting. It's not the first time. It won't be the last. I don't blame any of you for anything. I just don't want to see anybody else falling because they either feel the need that they have to do what they're doing or you know, I mean, I just don't, believe it or not, it's I'm looking out for the best. I'm trying to look out for the best for everybody, and I like to keep you all around. We've lost a few.
Now here's the other part that we all got to consider. We've chosen this route to go against the slavers. We've got a taste of what we're going to be up against. There are definitely going to be a lot more of them than there are of us. If you look behind us over here, we can only imagine there might be 2 or 3 times this amount of people we save the next time. We got to figure out mobility on how we're going to do it. We got to come to a decision. It's going to be a hard one, and tell these people, hey, we freed you. Now you're on your own.
Kettle Tom puts his hand out, kind of in an effort to take his turn.
Finished.
And he then looks past all of you and looks at the fort, and he says, I think Vanessa and I are going to stay here and take care of these people until help arrives.
Help?
Yeah.
Oh, Tom.
Help's on the way?
Vanessa, well, I don't wish to speak for her, but she told me that she was able to cast a spell, and I believed her. And in her sleep, she went in her dreams to tell Abbot Patrick the situation, and she seemed like she was positive. Like she believed that help would come, and however long that would take. Like Abbot in the dream, the Abbot knew about this place.
Okay, well, here's...
So we've just decided that we're going to stay here and wait and take care of these people. And as much as I really did enjoy your all's heartfelt appreciation for each other and your ability to get your feelings out there, we're going to do what we're going to do, and that's help people. And I understand helping with you guys is a help, but this is now, it's immediate and it's real to the both of us. So we're going to stay. If you guys choose to stay, obviously you'll be more than welcome, and you will have a place of esteem in helping me organize the people. But as far as I'm concerned, you've done your job. I led you here. I knew I couldn't take it by myself. It has been taken. The slaves are freed. And though I have no power to give it, I relieve you of your service.
Well, question.
And he kind of like goes, that was a lot.
with what you said and what Vanessa has done, does the monastery and everyone back us in what we're doing?
I mean, getting rid of the slave lords? Absolutely.
We can get you
What?
help.
I mean, I'm sure that they're aware of that, but if there's help for you all, I don't know exactly where it would come from. The same way I didn't know I would be meeting you people 6 months ago. I know that chosen ones tend to walk the ways of fate because there is something in them that the gods see, or the blend, or whatever. And if you have been touched in your previous lives by those powers that live somewhere else, then obviously you're of interest to them, and there's some agenda that you're fulfilling for them. Mine is just so much more blatant and out there and open that I gain benefits from it for my devotion. So I don't know if any of you, obviously Shadrach has, but the rest of you, if you have been involved or noticed or contacted by those things that don't live here, then I would doubt very much if you're supposed to stay here. But you're your own man. Do what you got to do. So anyway,
We need you, Tom.
I appreciate that, and we could use you here as well. But you can't. I'm not going to ask you to stay. All I'm going to say is you'll be welcome, and that our minds are made up because that's what we're called to do. That's what our faith demands. is to take care of the sick and the unhealthy, etc. And that's why the monks of the blend are excellent healers, and that's why I've been given the powers of the paladin. So I stay as long as you like. Obviously, you could theoretically tell us to leave. I mean, I'm just making an extreme example, and you would have every right because you're the conquerors of this place of evil that has been not necessarily cleansed, but at least made empty. And for all we know, there might be some slavers that slipped in with those slaves and are trying to, I mean, if, for instance, Covidius, if you were to walk into there and start speaking Acariman and one of them spoke back in Acariman absentmindedly, you would know that, oh, this motherfucker was trying to escape. But that's just a weird example. I don't necessarily think that happened. But anyway,
I promise you this, Tom. I'll return here. And I'll do some things.
well, we may not be here if we get the help that we need, and Finessa's spell was accurate, which I have no reason to doubt it wouldn't be. These people have all gone home, unless you like just walk out and get on the burned up dock, take a piss, and turn right back around. Then yes, we'll still be here, and you've returned, and that's great. But in a longer time frame, we may not be here. And
Well, we have to show people what they want to do yet.
yeah, so well, if you want to help with that, that'd be great. I'm just saying, we have this. Vanessa and I got this. Don't feel like you have to wait around if you feel like you need to go to accomplish your greater goals. Am I making myself clear?
Yes.
And Reggie has his hand up.
Tom, you led us here. Obviously, you know that. But there were, logs said that there were 2 slavers located along the coast to the north. Have you seen another, or do you know of another outpost north of here?
No, I don't. And I felt like I would start questioning just asking the folks, maybe if some of them were from the north and maybe they've been through another slave hold to the north. That's kind of what I wanted to do today.
Good idea.
So yeah, I mean, depending on how good you think you are with dealing with traumatized people, I know that that's something that I'm trained to do. I've been trained to be receptive, I think is the word, where you can sense someone's state of mind and not agitate them, but still try to get information out of them. So, and this all sounds harsh. I don't mean it that way. It would be helpful to know if any of them know about anything. So that's my goal for today, is to talk to all these people. Obviously, if any of you feel like you want to do that, or you're good, smooth with talking with people then that's fine. But anyway, that's it. That's all. That's all I have. So, Covidius.
I don't know about the others, but I'm in no shape to go and take on something else at this point. Both of you staying behind, if we were to leave right away, would certainly, I mean, one thing I've noticed is, especially in my case, we've been taking more and more damage from enemy attacks or in just dealing with the enemy when we're trying to defeat them. And I think our forces would certainly suffer having lost one, if not both of you, with your blend abilities. It's something we are really in need of to continue going at a rate beyond that of the snail. And I know Shadrach, if I look at Shadrach, I'm like, I know Shadrach, you can do all this too, but it's sometimes it might be too taxing, or there might be a lot for you to do in addition to that, and it's just there's only so much one person can do, even me. And it was certainly nice having you with us, and I wish you the best. And I don't have a problem sticking around here for a while. Like I said, I'm in no shape to go anywhere for a while yet. And not to mention, we've got people here that wish better armor and are armor at all, weapons. Period. I mean, it might not hurt to take a trip back to Tila and regather our thoughts and our equipment and everything, and then from that point maybe we find a couple people, maybe we hire a couple mercenaries that want to go out and kick some ass with us. I mean, certainly wouldn't hurt to have additional fighters with us. I mean, it's one thing this group's been lacking for some time, and there's always a fight when you come up with these guys. Seldom is it a negotiation via parlay. And
More people to drag off the battlefield?
if need be, I mean, rather drag somebody else off than myself. Just saying, we're a small number for what we've taken on, and it may be like luck, but then again, I don't see that holding true forever. I think we need more people. If these other if Sisterphonia or whatnot are behind us ending this shit, send us some people to come with us and help us. We'll still take the lion's share of everything. Let them help with the cleanup afterwards, like get these people to a safe place. That kind of thing. I mean, I think our numbers have, I just got done saying something about our numbers have lowered, and then now we just dumped 2 more key people and friends. And, we need more people that can stand toe-to-toe with, or even attempt to stand toe-to-toe with what's going on. I mean, Shadrach's spells, I've never seen anything equal to it. I just think we need more. And it definitely wouldn't hurt. And like I said, you're basically naked. And then, I look over at Pick, I'm like, you want better armor? These are things we can't necessarily do here. I mean, where else? So it's going to be harder to find something that's going to fit you. Here, anyway. Stuff can be modified, but not here. And you guys need to be at your best, to be in the bad element. At your best, you need what you're normally equipped with, what you're good with. You're a long swordsman, and without your long sword, I mean, you're just a guy with a short sword or whatever. Not that diminishes you in any way, but it certainly takes away from your full capabilities. And how often do we need that? Just about every fight.
Pick, roll a d10.
I feel it does diminish me.
Yeah, so we need to at least get back on top of our game before we go and try and take something else on. Not that we have any clue where we're going next, but why not go back and refresh things in Tila? Maybe we can pick up some people that want to be hired. Maybe the Church of the Blend will have some money to hire some people to send with us. Some mercenaries.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
Kettle Tom's like, the Blend isn't in the mercenary business.
I'm just saying.
But,
I'll spend the money to hire people. I just want to.
It wouldn't be through the church.
It's just a thought. I don't know how.
But I do want to say something. I sense your. Kettle Tom's like, I'm having a hard time coming at the words. Depression is not the word, but your whatever the word would be for your feelings of
Anxiety.
hardship and negative outcomes. And let me say this, in this group of slaves, probably there's people here who have skills. Because not every single person that gets captured is the village idiot. There's got to be people who know how to farm, and there's probably a carpenter or a millwright or any one of 100 different things that people do. So you might find people here that might wish to show you their thanks by following you around.
Well, I don't mean any disrespect. I don't want a farmer because he's good with a hoe trying to fight off a slaver or one of these monsters.
They wouldn't be doing. They would be at the camp while you went off. See, this is the way this is the way we used to do it before I kind of got older and added Patrick. You know, we had a group that we did things, and as we got more renowned, people came to us because they could get a steady coin out of helping us.
You're talking wagons and teams of horses. You're talking a caravan full.
Not necessarily. It depends. I mean, obviously, if you're the ones that are doing the higher end,
here.
but there may be people that can make that stuff, and so just don't get too depressed before we interview these people. Yes.
A lot of this comes from my being used. I'm used to being the tip of the spear. And that spear had a long ass fucking handle behind me. You know, this group is barely beyond the tip of the spear, and there's just not enough of us. So I'm a little bit more used to traveling with a crowd, an army, a large army. We overcame all obstacles, one way or another, by force, by logic, by whatever. So it's a little different for me to, you know, it's almost like trying to do everything myself. I'm not saying that you guys aren't doing anything. I'm just saying, in comparison to what I'm used to, you know, there's not another. All right, well, this legion's going to take a break. Send that legion in to wipe it up. You know, it's a little different. We're out there. It's only us. And you know, I'm looking. I understand what you're saying, and that's a great idea. Let's find out who might be a skill that maybe there's a weaponsmith. Maybe there's a guy that makes armor. Maybe there's somebody here that can start helping working on that. I know none of the tools are here, but you know, maybe there's people that would be interested to do that. I'd certainly be willing to give them coin and make sure they're fed and whatnot. It never put in harm's way as much as we can afford. But I still think we need more soldiers.
Well,
Here's the thought. You guys can stay here with them. Why don't we use this as our setup right here? We can work up and down the coastline.
This will be our base of operation.
Base of operation.
Somewhere, a beacon of hope that others can come to for safety. Again, we leave, we need somebody to protect them. I mean, so again, we need some other force to come in here and be willing to hold up arms to make sure these people are safe when we're not around. We can't be around all the time. So that's almost adding a liability if we were going to be expected to protect people that we can't stand around all the time. We can't do more good things.
You have to train people.
That's why
We'd have to find out if they could get those ballistic fixed. They could defend themselves while we're gone.
I'm all for more combatants or capable. And I'll train them. I'll train anybody. I'll train everybody, whatever they want. That's easy. It's finding those that are willing.
Do you want to raise an army or what?
Yeah, why not? Nothing wrong with an army. Army's
Well, then that's good for you, but I work better as a small group of infiltrators that can get shit done.
Kettle Tom
I don't
says
want 12 bunions following around. I'm going to go inside. I grab my horse's reins and I begin walking.
I
okay.
will take my horse as well and follow.
Yes, discussion's over. Or we just can't chew off anything too big anymore, then, I guess.
Well, my thought, if we do this, if we're in the business to get rid of slavers and help people, What better place to give them hope is to come here?
Yeah, I just think we're not gonna be here all the time.
And we won't be
You
here.
can't say all
yeah.
that with Tom. I mean, you can't be the only person here. I mean,
Yeah, him and Vanessa can't be the only
it,
one.
it's just in case. If nothing happens, great. If something happens, then it's a problem. We just handed them a fort full of slaves. All they had to do was be the one guy.
We just handed them a fort full of free people. They were
Well, they were
people.
free. They were free prior to being enslaved. But one thing that they said earlier was right. We need to find out what everybody else wants to do. What do these people want? Do they want to stay here? Do they want to wait till somebody, a team that supposedly is on the way to rescue them? Do they want to go back home where their family's waiting for them possibly? And in what direction? How far are these people been, put out? How far away are they from?
Right.
It might give us an idea too. These people might have an idea of another slaver as well. They might know something further away that, more so than what they just ended
They
up
could
with.
have been on a ship for 8 days getting here.
Yeah, anything's possible. So we need
Kettle
to do
Tom says, well,
talking.
I'm gonna go inside and do what I said, no reason to repeat it. And if you wish to wait here and be under the care of one of the greatest physicians in the entire republic, that's certainly not a dumb idea for you.
Well, I'm not.
So,
I can't go wandering around getting in a big fight right now.
And as for you, I would say there may be other things hidden here that we just haven't found yet.
I'll be looking.
So, if that's something you want to do, obviously there could be hidden caches of treasure in the forest that.
Yeah, these guys
Who
don't work
knows?
for free. These guys work for coin.
Obviously, you're going to have to watch out for Colan, but
I don't fear Colam, and I don't feel that I have a need to be in fear of him. I'm not saying that I'm better than him. I just don't think Colam is a threat.
well, let's hope not. I'm just not convinced. I'm
I'm going to
going
continue with
either
the
way.
thought that he is not a threat to us.
So unlike those two people that went off in a huff for no reason,
Right.
I am going to say I will talk to you later and goodbye. And he moves into the fort.
Let's go search for some shit.
Let's take our horses inside first.
Where do you want to take them? I mean, we're inside the wall.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I keep.
Take them inside?
Take them inside. I put them up on the ballista.
All right, so Reginald and Shadrach, where do you go?
Inside to Vanessa.
So you get on your horse,
Wherever she's
you
at.
ride it 30 feet, and then you get off.
No, I said I grabbed his reins and I walked him into the
Okay.
fort.
All right. Well, you're already in the fort. What, rain?
Oh, look at bad black shit coming.
Yeah, it happens.
Not supposed to do this till 2 a.m., but that shit looks a lot closer.
I mean, my house is pretty sturdy.
I approach Vanessa
Okay.
and I don't interrupt her if she's busy, but I will wait my turn to see if she can apply some first aid to my wounds.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that's no issues.
Can I talk to her while she's doing that?
Yeah, absolutely. Not an issue. She's kind of just
All
making
right.
rounds, and then she's like, good morning, gentlemen. I'm sorry, wait.
Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
God.
Sister. We need to get the people organized. We need to talk to them. Can you help with that?
Probably, but why would you need my help?
I believe that you're going to be the spiritual leader here, and I think that these people will look to you. They've already seen you tending them, so I think they'll listen to you more than us. We're the ones going around killing everybody.
You seem to forget what I look like. These people don't often trust me. I work hard to gain their trust, and they start to trust when I heal them. But other than that, I'm not well liked. And I understand why. I'm not complaining. I feel blessed that people leave me alone so I can do my work. That's why when Kettle Tom and I talked, I made sure that we agreed that he would be the voice of the blend in this place. So, as much as I appreciate your faith in me helping to organize these people, I would rather use my talents and not impress upon them any more uncomfortableness that I might bring them.
I understand. I see you differently than others do.
Yes, and that's why I appreciate you boys so much. Kettle Tom would be the one. People seem to really like him.
All right. I'm going to raise my hand into the air and say, people, gather around. We must talk. And by the time people start gathering around, I'm hoping these people are coming in the gate behind us. I'm not going to start anything yet, but I'm just going to get people to gather around and be ready to listen.
Everyone's figure is where they are. So, okay, so people kind of perk up and look, but they're not like all rushing around like a bunch of chickens to their mother hen. But
Reginald, why don't you give out a shout there since you have that talent?
Reginald,
will do that
hold on.
just
So,
as soon as
yeah, hold on.
Sister Vanessa finishes what she's doing.
While Shadrach was yelling out, Sister Vanessa looks at Reginald and she says, "Oh dear, may the blend make this person healthy, and may he be filled with both the light and the dark, and the top and the bottom." And with a cure light, Reginald gains, because of my excellent role playing, 7 hit points.
Hey, thank you, sister. You've been such a help. The work you do here is fantastic.
Anything for you, Reginald.
If you remember the
That's my girl.
initial rolls, now you,
There's a 37.
thank you. You rolled low on finesse. Remember,
Holy
so
shit. That's pretty fucking windy.
It was
I've
blowing
never
like
seen your
hell
trees
here
bending
a
half.
little bit ago.
well, we can go to the basement.
I mean, it's almost like there's a tornado flying overhead
I
and the
noticed
trees here are bending in
in the
half.
back, it's just there's
I
still
know,
light.
man.
Yeah, it was black that direction.
Let's pause and
Let there be light.
I'm gonna go out and put my car windows up real quick. I'll be
that
back.
would be a good idea.
I mean, they're not down, but they're not up enough for the
We're gonna
storm.
take a quick break, everyone, on Facebook, and
Holy shit!
see
It's so windy and noisy out here.
what are we doing.
How long is this break going to take?
We might start losing shit back here.
I don't have much to lose. Oh. Okay, so let's
15 minutes? What?
let's go to the news here and see what the weather's like.
Because if this is going to be 15 minutes, I got to go do something real quick.
Go ahead, Jason. That's good. Go ahead.
I can stay on the phone, but I got to go walk somewhere and do something.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
There's some
But
great
I'm not out of the game though, so you'll get to hear me walking around.
So severe thunderstorm warning, and
60-mile-an-hour winds.
we're going through the orange portion of the. Expect
So I am
occasional
listening,
thunderstorms
okay?
to end at 11:30.
You got that, Cobb? I'm still listening.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, internet. If we lose you, I'm sorry. I don't have a. Oh wait, yeah, I got a power supply on the modem, and I have a power supply on this computer. So you might get to see us. But you see anything?
No.
It's no tornadoes apparently yet. Scattered strong storms. Winds out of the south, 12 miles per hour.